Hey all, DT Neal here, talking to you about storytelling, writerly things, genre fiction, and so forth. This is interesting for me because, it's May 31st, so we're at the tail end of May, and I decided this is going to be kind of an ongoing thing that I'll do, and I might entitle this like Work in Progress or WIP or something like that, because all the other things I've talked about before this point were all books that I'd already written. I'd already done all that work. This one is intended for a trad publisher, so but it's rare because normally I'll just start working on something and I'm not necessarily documenting it. Now again, I'm not going to put in spoilers in that because I don't do that when I'm talking about a work in progress. I like to keep all the steam in the boiler. But I will talk about, because what's interesting is like today is when I begin working on this new book. And I understand for trad stuff, it's a long tail. There's a couple of years at least in the process between concept to publishing. So what I will probably do is just periodically do posts about this particular work, and just a little mentions how it's going, because I've got my notebooks, I've got all this background research that I've done for this next project, which is it's jonesing to be written. It's like queuing to the front of the line going, hey, write me. So I'm going to do that, get that first draft written and just work on it. And then so periodically I'll just do a post, because I know you're all really wondering how this is going, right? In your busy terrifying days in this terrifying world. I'm sure you really wonder how it's going for me with regard to writing a book. But for me, as sort of a snapshot of my own process, a documentary log of it, there it is. So this weekend it begins. It's gonna start today, and I'll work through the weekend. And then once that commences, then the ball is rolling, and we'll see where it takes me. I'm excited. I'm always excited when I have a new project. I'm always excited to work on it. And this one, but like I said, because this one is intended for a trad publisher, there's an entire dance involved in that in terms of the writing of it. I don't worry about that. The rewriting, I don't worry about it. But again, the mechanics of querying and finding an agent, and then hopefully the agent, find an agent to pick it up, and then ideally that agent can get it to a trad publisher, and then ideally a publisher will take it, and then away we fly. But I'll at least have had these snapshots along the way, which I think it's kind of interesting. For me, it's interesting. That's why I'm doing these posts. And again, this one I'm intending about 80,000 words is going to be the length of the book, because I think that's reasonable. I did that post the other day about how I used to write really large books. Now I'm writing shorter ones. For me, 80,000, that's decent. That's I think for this what it's intended to be, that's about the right size. And it's funny for me, after I've written so many books, that it's like I'm used to that. My brain knows the dance. It knows what's required of it. Okay, here we go. This one will have, because it is very specific in terms of genre choices, and I'm not talking about that either. I'm keeping that quiet. There's baked in revision and rewriting that will occur, and that's even just at the front end. That's even before engaging with query letters and agents and so forth. That's a dance. There it is. I'm fiercely independent, so for me it's an interesting. I haven't done pitches to trad in a long time, and so it'll be interesting for me. It's a journey, like everything. So anyway, I'm just giving you a heads up that you'll see those. You'll see periodic posts, and like I said, I'll do like WIP, and just so that you'll know, and then you can gloss past and be like, yeah, I don't care about that. I want to see the latest wrong or righter. I want to see about that instead. What new word are you going to quibble about? Not quibbling either, by the way. Those are all relevant. My grievances at misused words are legitimate. So anyway, now you're up to speed.